Time is 7 o'clock. So let us start on time. Good evening once again, all of you, for our day two session. Ma'am has already joined, and I won't take much time. I request ma'am to kindly please take over the session.
Good evening, sir, and all the participants. Am I audible?
Yes, madam,
Yes.
you are audible.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
You're audible, ma'am.
thank you, thank you. So, welcome to the session once again. So, let us continue the session. And today we will focus on sensitivity and other related aspects such as ethics. So, let us revise first. We have covered till now. So, we have covered the topics: introduction to questionnaire design, principles of questionnaire design, ensuring reliability in questionnaire, and ensuring validity in questionnaires, where we have discussed different types of validity also. So today we will confine our discussion on sensitivity in questionnaires, where we will confine our discussion on defining sensitivity, ensuring sensitivity, and handling sensitive topics. This will be followed by a discussion on pilot testing and refining the questionnaire. So only developing the questionnaires is not just enough. We need to test it and we need to take actions accordingly. And here we will focus on importance of pilot testing, how to conduct a pilot test, and cognitive interviewing. This will be followed by ethical considerations in questionnaire design, and we will focus on informed consent, anonymity and confidentiality, and handling sensitive data. So let us begin with today's session. Now, first of all, I would like to ask, uh, please think about the most valuable concept or technique you learned yesterday. Anyone who would like to respond? Please be participative. Okay. Validity. Thank you, Ghosh sir. Anyone else? So I have given you the overview also about the topic so that you can correlate and you can be able to connect the dots.
Cronbach reliability test, madam. We discussed yesterday.
Yeah, Cronbach alphas test. Very right, sir. So
And validity in
understanding,
questionnaire.
pardon?
Validity in questionnaire.
Yeah, validity in questionnaire. Very right. So understanding how to structure questions to minimize bias was valuable because it helps improve response accuracy. This is just one example. Okay. So day one covered the fundamentals of questionnaire design with an emphasis on structure, reliability, and validity. We explored the principles of clarity, the sequence of questions, and item construction. Key takeaways included using techniques like Cronbach's alpha to measure internal consistency, ensuring that questionnaires are both reliable and valid, and understanding how each question type serves as a unique purpose in consumer behavior. So today we will focus on making questionnaires sensitive to subtle changes, testing them through pilot studies, and adhering to ethical standards. This foundation from day one will support your skills as we proceed with advanced concepts. So let us use a caselet to recall it again. A study on brand loyalty utilized Cronbach's alpha to verify the consistency of items related to consumer trust and satisfaction. By confirming reliability, researchers gathered dependable data on factors driving loyalty. So the discussion questions are: why is internal consistency important in consumer behavior studies? Yes, please. Why is internal consistency important in consumer behavior studies? Anyone?
It may be to avoid the bias, madam.
Right. It may be to avoid the bias, and it ensures that related items provide consistent measurements. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate the way you have been participating. Okay. How does validity contribute to questionnaire quality? How does validity contribute to questionnaire quality? The basic concept of validity.
Improves the strength of the questionnaire, madam. Reliability
Okay.
also.
Okay. Anyone else? Ghosh sir, Surekha ma'am, anyone else? Make the measure aligning with objectives that it intends to measure. Very right, Ghosh sir. So it confirms that the questionnaire accurately measures the intended concepts. Right. Thank you. So I have not given you that traditional example of shooting through a rifle because I hope all of you are aware of those concepts. I tried to present the information in the simplest possible manner. Okay. Cronbach's alpha is used to measure validity or internal consistency. Cronbach alpha. So we are just revising what we have covered till now. Okay. Ghosh sir has responded. Others, please. Please respond. Cronbach alpha is used to measure internal consistency. Ghosh sir is very, very right. Content validity ensures comprehensive coverage of the subject or randomized response order. Okay, I have received two different responses. One from Ghosh sir, one from Gangadhar sir. So I need at least one more response so that we can see. Yes. Please recall the concept of content validity we discussed yesterday in detail. It is related to content. Content is related to response order or comprehensive coverage. Try to relate the words. Content. Content is related to response order or comprehensive coverage. Okay. Surekha ma'am, understood? Yes. I agree. It is a comprehensive coverage of the subject. Right. Basically, when we observe the names minutely, we must be able to find that the names are given as per the concepts. So if we come across any terminology, we should think for a while and then we can understand. Now there is one activity. Review the sample questionnaire for reliability indicators. Anyone? What can be the reliability indicators in any questionnaire? Reliability indicators. Any idea? Okay. So basically, we have to examine the questionnaire for consistency in language, terminology, and response options. So basically, reliability is related to consistency and validity is related to what we intend to measure, whether the questionnaire measures what it intends to. Okay, so examine the questionnaire for consistency in language, terminology, and response options. So some of the reliability indicators include consistency in similar question phrasing, use of standardized response scales such as Likert 5-point scale or and for similar constructs, then grouping of similar types of questions to reduce cognitive load and maintain answer consistency. So we are identifying reliability indicators so as to ensure the questionnaire can produce stable, repeatable results, providing a strong foundation for accurate data analysis. If you recall, we have discussed various types also. Okay, let us move on to the topic of the day, that is sensitivity in the questionnaires. So basically, sensitivity, as we have discussed the basic meaning yesterday, it is essential for capturing slight changes in respondents' attitudes or behaviors. And this concept is critical in consumer behavior studies, where attitudes may shift subtly due to changes in product perception or brand trust. Sensitive questions allow researchers to gauge these minor differences without influencing responses unduly. This means designing questions that can identify small but meaningful changes, helping uncover deeper insights into consumer attitudes. I'll repeat: designing questions such that these can identify small but meaningful changes, helping uncover deeper insights into consumer attitudes. So I'll try to explain this point with the help of an example. A question on brand preference could range from strongly prefer to neutral to prefer competition. Please note, strongly prefer to neutral to prefer competitor, detecting slight preference shifts. Let us explore it further through a caselet. A study on product satisfaction used sensitive questions to track slight changes in consumer attitudes over time, providing insights into evolving brand perceptions. Why is sensitivity important in consumer behavior research? As per the discussion held just now, why is sensitivity important in consumer behavior research? Anyone? Yes, please. Anyone can reply? I just mentioned in the beginning. Yes, please. It captures minor but significant attitude changes. Very right, sir. Shri Harsha ji. Capture subtle changes, and Ghosh sir also, so that consumer behavior change can be. Ghosh sir, please put it again, or please speak. Ghosh sir. Okay, let me check
Yes,
the
ma'am.
response. Yes, Ghosh sir mentioned, so that consumer behavior changes can be identified and marketing plan accordingly. Okay, right. So basically, first question we have discussed, why is sensitivity important in consumer behavior research? Because it captures minor but significant attitude changes, right? Both of you. Okay, how does sensitivity enhance data quality? How does sensitivity enhance data quality? It enables nuanced insights that improve understanding. Okay, thank you. Now, let us revise. Sensitive questions are essential for capturing broad trends or detecting subtle changes. Okay, Ghosh sir responded. He is very quick in responding. I appreciate. Yes. Others also please respond. Sensitive questions are essential for. Yes, Ghosh sir is right. Yes. Surekha Chahal ma'am is also right. It is B, detecting subtle changes. Sensitivity helps in simplifying responses or improving response accuracy. Simplifying responses or improving response accuracy. Okay. Very right, Chahal ma'am, Shri Harsha ji. It is B, improving response accuracy. Very right. So now please develop a question that captures slight shifts in product preference. Develop a question that captures slight shifts in product preference. Anyone? Okay, let me explain. Okay. So first step, define product preference. So focus on aspects that reflect subtle preferences, such as the choice between different product features. Then formulate the question. Example question could be, how likely are you to choose product A over product B due to its eco-friendly packaging? And scale options can vary from very unlikely to neutral to very likely, 5-point scale. So this scale allows respondents to indicate even slight preferences, providing nuanced insights into shifts in consumer choices. And if you are looking for more change, then you may go for 7-point scale or 9-point scale or 10-point scale based on the change in preference you are looking for. Now, ensuring sensitivity, scales, and questioning techniques. Like what I have just mentioned, we are coming to that point only. Sensitivity in questionnaires often depend on the scale used. For example, a 7-point Likert scale provides more room for nuanced responses than a 5-point scale, making it ideal for capturing subtle shifts. I hope I am clear. In consumer behavior, where attitudes may be influenced by social desirability, framing questions neutrally is vital to avoid pushing respondents toward socially acceptable answers. For instance, instead of asking, do you think buying eco-friendly products is the right choice? A more sensitive approach would be, how important is environmental impact when making a purchase? I'll repeat both the questions again. Instead of asking, do you think buying eco-friendly products is the right choice, we can have sensitive approach like, how important is environmental impact when making a purchase? This encourages honest, reflective responses without moral pressure. So, a study on eco-conscious shopping habits used a 7-point Likert scale to capture subtle attitudes towards sustainability, avoiding socially desirable phrasing to ensure authenticity. So, how does a 7-point Likert scale enhance sensitivity? How does a 7-point Likert scale enhance sensitivity? Anyone? Yes, please. It allows for more nuanced responses. Why is it important to avoid socially desirable questions? Why is it important to avoid socially desirable questions? Okay, Ghosar is responding. Offer more room for subtle response, biased or unreal response. Okay, right, sir? It minimizes bias, leading to more honest responses. Very right and accurate answer, sir. Thank you so much. So a 7-point scale provides limited response options or greater response sensitivity. Okay, Ghost responded again. Others also please respond quickly.
B, greater response sensitivity.
Very right. It is B, greater response sensitivity. Right. Avoiding social desirability helps by increasing honesty in responses or simplifying questions. Okay, Ghosa responded again.
Yes. Increasing honesty in responses.
Yes, very right. Increasing honesty in responses. Very right. Now, design a neutral question on environmental impact in consumer choices. Design a neutral question on environmental impact in consumer choices. Please write a question, a neutral question. So we have to focus on writing neutral questions. Yes, please. Okay, let me help. We have already discussed actually. Okay, so first we need to identify desired information. So gauge the importance of environmental impact without influencing responses. Then draft a neutral question. For example, how important is the environmental impact of a product in your purchasing decisions? And the response scale can vary from not important at all to moderately important to extremely important. So neutral phrasing ensures respondents feel free to express varying levels of concern about environmental impact without feeling pressured. I hope I am clear again. Okay. Now, handling sensitive topics. So handling sensitive topics require a respectful, thoughtful approach. Topics related to personal values, ethics, or private preferences may cause discomfort or reluctance to answer honestly. Using indirect questioning can alleviate discomfort, such as asking about general opinions on environmental issues rather than individual behaviors. Ethical considerations include maintaining respondent privacy, assuring confidentiality, and framing questions to avoid intrusive language. For example, instead of directly asking, do you always recycle? Okay, what should we ask? What can be the indirect question? Do you always recycle? How can we ask this question in indirect manner? Anyone? Okay. Rather than asking, do you always recycle? We can always ask, how common is recycling in your household? How common is recycling in your household? This approach helps respondent answer more openly. So, a study on consumer ethics used indirect questioning techniques to assess opinions on sustainable practices, reducing respondent discomfort and yielding more authentic responses. So, why is indirect questioning effective for sensitive topics? Why is indirect questioning effective for sensitive topics? Anyone? Yes, please. It reduces discomfort, allowing for honest responses. How does framing affect respondent comfort? How does framing affect respondent comfort? Framing of?
Freight-led questions, madam.
Yes, right. So how it affects respondent comfort? So basically, proper framing prevents respondents from feeling judged. Right. Now let us recall. Sensitive topics require direct questioning or thoughtful framing. Right, Ghosh sir? Again, others? Okay, Surekha Chahal ma'am.
Thoughtful framing.
Right, sir. Very right. It is thoughtful framing. Right. Okay, Lohit sir. Okay, thank you. All are right. Now, indirect questions help by increasing respondent comfort or reducing data quality. So, sir has responded again before I completed. Yes. Chahal ma'am, Ghosh sir, others also. Please try. Everyone should participate to maximum. Okay. Lohit ji, right? It is A, increasing respondent comfort. So now I think we are able to understand after reliability and validity why we need to discuss sensitivity also in detail. Okay, now rephrase a direct question on recycling to an indirect format. Rephrase a direct question on recycling to an indirect format. Okay. So first you identify a direct question as I spoke earlier. Do you recycle regularly? Rather than asking this way, we may rephrase for indirectness like, how common is recycling among people in your household? So indirect phrasing reduces personal pressure, allowing respondents to answer without feeling judged, which can lead to more accurate data collection on sensitive behaviors. Now let us move on to the next part of the discussion today, that is pilot testing and refining the questionnaire. Pilot testing is a crucial step in questionnaire development, allowing researchers to identify issues before full deployment. Through pilot testing, we can spot unclear or confusing questions, determine if any parts of the survey disrupt the flow, and assess how questions perform in capturing reliable and valid data. Testing on a smaller representative sample lets researchers gather feedback and make necessary refinements. For example, in a consumer behavior survey, if respondents find question like, how often do you purchase eco-friendly products? They might consider it to be vague. So we can rephrase it as, how often do you purchase products labeled as eco-friendly? I'll repeat, rather than saying, how often do you purchase eco-friendly products? We can rephrase it as, how often do you purchase products labeled as eco-friendly? Pilot testing ultimately improves clarity, flow, and response accuracy, ensuring the final questionnaire is optimally designed for comprehensive data collection. A survey on brand satisfaction was pilot tested with a small group. Feedback revealed that respondents found the language too technical. The researchers simplified terminology and clarified instructions, leading to a higher completion rates in the full survey. So why is pilot testing valuable in questionnaire design? Why is pilot testing valuable in questionnaire design? Okay, feasibility, language, reliability, and validity in small scale. Right, Ghosh sir? So it identifies confusing elements and allows refinement. How does pilot testing improve data quality? How does pilot testing improve data quality? It helps ensure questions are clear, improving response accuracy. Pilot testing primarily helps in reducing questionnaire length or identifying potential issues. Okay, Ghosa responded, Surekha ma'am responded. It is B, identifying potential issues. Shri Harsha ji is also right. Now, pilot testing should ideally be conducted on a small representative sample or the entire target population. Yes, this is important. Everyone should respond. Ghosh sir, Chahal ma'am, both are right. Shri Harsha ji right. Yes, it is a small representative sample. Now create a sample pilot test. Create a sample pilot test question and collect feedback from peers. So what we need to do? First, we will draft a sample pilot test question. For example, how satisfied are you with the customer support for this product? How satisfied are you with the customer support for this product? Product may be ABC, anything. Okay, and we can use a 5-point Likert scale varying from very dissatisfied to very satisfied or highly dissatisfied to highly satisfied. And then collect peer feedback. What we can do for this? We can ask peers if they found the question clear and if any adjustments were needed. And we need to document any feedback to refine the question. So testing with peers can reveal wording issues or ambiguities, improving clarity and data reliability in the final questionnaire. Now, how to conduct a pilot test? Conducting a successful pilot test involves careful planning. Start by selecting a sample that represents your target demographic, as their feedback will reflect actual respondent experiences. Use open-ended questions to capture their impressions about the questionnaires' clarity, wording, and overall flow. For instance, ask, did you find any question unclear or difficult to answer? Please ask, did you find any question unclear or difficult to answer? And this feedback is invaluable for refining questions and addressing any confusing elements. After collecting responses, analyze data to identify patterns in feedback and make necessary revisions. If major changes are made, consider repeating the pilot test to confirm improvements, ensuring that the final questionnaire is as accurate and user-friendly as possible. Right? So, a study on consumer attitudes towards organic products included a pilot test that revealed confusing terminology. Researchers replaced complex terms like certified organic with more familiar phrases, leading to clearer responses. What type of feedback is crucial in pilot testing? What type of feedback is crucial in pilot testing? Yes, please. Anyone? Please respond. Okay. Feedback on question clarity and survey flow. Why is it beneficial to repeat a pilot test? Why is it beneficial to repeat a pilot test? Yes, please. It confirms that, yes, Manoj sir said usability and simplicity of the items. Right. Very right, sir. It confirms that revisions have addressed prior issues. So the primary aim of feedback collection in a pilot test is to shorten the survey or improve clarity and flow. Right, Ghosh sir? Chahal ma'am? It is B, improve clarity and flow. If major changes are made post-pilot, researchers should proceed to the full sample or conduct another pilot test. Right, Ghosh sir? Right, ma'am? Surekha ma'am? We should conduct another pilot test in such a situation. Now, develop feedback questions for a pilot test on product preferences. Develop feedback questions for a pilot test on product preferences. Anyone? Okay. So first we need to identify the aspects to test, such as clarity, flow, and relevance of questions in the product preference survey. Then we need to go for sample feedback questions, such as, were any questions unclear or confusing? Did the order of the questions make sense? Were there any questions you felt were irrelevant? So targeted feedback questions help identify specific areas for improvement, enhancing question relevance and response accuracy. Then we can go for cognitive interviewing. Cognitive interviewing is a valuable technique in questionnaire design, revealing how respondents interpret and understand each question. By having respondents think aloud while answering, researchers can detect any misunderstandings or biases in real time. This method also includes probing questions where the interviewer asks for clarification on certain responses. For example, if respondent hesitates on a question about brand loyalty, probing can reveal whether the term was unclear. Cognitive interviewing helps refine question wording, reducing the risk of misinterpretation and enhancing overall data quality. This method is especially beneficial for complex topics like consumer behavior, where nuanced understanding is essential. So, a cognitive interview for a survey on brand loyalty showed that respondents struggled with the term commitment to purchase. Researchers revised the term to likelihood to buy again. Please note the two terms. One is commitment to purchase, and we have revised it to likelihood to buy again. And when we did this, respondents found it easier to understand. So always keep in mind the respondents, the target audience, from where we are seeking responses. That is why we are discussing sensitivity also in much detail and the importance of pilot testing. So how does cognitive interviewing improve question comprehension? How does cognitive interviewing improve question comprehension? Basically, it reveals respondent interpretations and misunderstandings. Because if respondent is unclear about any question, either he or she may or may not respond, or they may respond anything, maybe the third option, that is neutral, and it may affect your entire outcome. So why is probing important in cognitive interviews? Why is probing important in cognitive interviews? Okay, having better idea about the respondent's thought process. Very right, Ghosh sir. Probing provides additional insights on response accuracy. Very right. Now, cognitive interview is primarily used to simplify questions or understand respondent thought process. Right, sir? Right, ma'am? Others also please be participative. It is B, understand respondent thought processes. The think aloud method helps identify one, surveillance issues, second, misinterpretations or biases. Right, sir? It is B, right, ma'am? Misinterpretations or biases. Now conduct a cognitive interview with a peer on a sample question. Conduct a cognitive interview with a peer on a sample question. How can we do this? We can choose a sample question. For example, how often do you buy organic products? Now ask peer to think aloud. That is, encourage the peer to explain their thought process as they answer. Do not just ask him or her to answer. Ask for their thought process. And for this, you can use probing questions like, what do you understand by organic in this context? What do you understand by organic in this context? So cognitive interviews reveal how respondents interpret questions, enabling refinements to reduce misunderstandings. This is important. Now let us move on to the concept of ethical considerations in questionnaire design. Ethical considerations are critical in questionnaire design, safeguarding respondents' rights and privacy. Informed consent is a foundational ethical step, informing participants about the purpose of the study, the voluntary nature of their participation, and how their data will be used. Anonymity and confidentiality are also paramount, especially with sensitive topics, to ensure respondents feel secure in sharing honest answers. Handling sensitive data requires adherence to data protection standards, including secure storage and limited access. In a survey on consumer behavior, respecting respondents' privacy encourages trust, leading to more accurate and candid responses. A study on consumer privacy in digital shopping included strict confidentiality measures, assuring respondents that their data was securely stored and only used for research purposes. So, why is informed consent necessary in questionnaires? Why is informed consent necessary in questionnaires? Anyone? Basically, it ensures participants understand their rights and the purpose of the study. How does confidentiality impact response? Yes, right, Shri Harsha ji, understand purpose. Right. How does confidentiality impact respondent honesty? How does confidentiality impact respondent honesty? Basically, confidentiality increases trust, encouraging honest responses. So, anonymity protects data analysis or respondent identity. Right, Ghosh? It is, yes, Surekha ma'am. It is B, right, Shri Harsha ji. It is B, respondent identity. Informed consent involves explaining the study's purpose or collecting only demographic data. Right, sir? Everyone should participate. It is A, explaining the study's purpose. Now, draft an informed consent statement for a questionnaire on brand perception. Anyone can do? Draft an informed consent statement for a questionnaire on brand perception. Okay. So first we need to outline key points such as purpose, data confidentiality, and voluntary participation. A sample consent statement can be: your participation in this brand perception survey is voluntary. All responses will be kept confidential and used solely for research purposes. You may withdraw at any time. A well-crafted consent statement reassures participants and aligns with ethical research practices. Now, informed consent. Informed consent is essential in maintaining ethical standards in research, especially when collecting data from participants. It ensures that respondents are fully aware of the study's purpose, procedures, expected duration, and the ways their data will be used. This fosters a transparent relationship with participants and upholds their rights. Key elements of informed consent include a clear explanation of the study's goals, a statement that participation is voluntary, and assurance of data confidentiality. For online surveys, an electronic acknowledgement can serve as consent, whereas traditional research often uses signed forms. In consumer behavior studies, consent is crucial, particularly if sensitive data is collected. For instance, if studying brand loyalty, respondents should know that their data will only be used for research, reinforcing trust. A study on consumer data privacy implemented a comprehensive informed consent form that outlined data handling and confidentiality measures, boosting participant trust. So, what information should be included in an informed consent form? What information should be included in an informed consent form? Right, sir? Purpose of the study, data handling, confidentiality, etc. Very right and to the point answer goes, sir. Study purpose, procedures, data usage, and confidentiality. And I appreciate your typing speed also. The moment I stop, you are ready with the answer, the complete answer. How does informed consent enhance research ethics? How does informed consent enhance research ethics? It ensures transparency. Yes, very right. Confidence of the respondents. Very right, sir. So it ensures transparency and respect for participants' rights. Informed consent ensures that participation is voluntary and informed or mandatory for all. Yes, sir, right. Others? Yes, ma'am, right. It is A, voluntary and informed. Informed consent forms typically include only demographic questions or study purpose and confidentiality details. Right, both of you? Again, it is B, study purpose and confidentiality details. Draft an informed consent paragraph for a survey on brand loyalty. Draft an informed consent paragraph for a survey on brand loyalty. So we need to include study purpose and confidentiality assurance. Sample consent paragraph can be, this survey aims to study factors affecting brand loyalty. Your responses are confidential and will only be used for this research. Participation is voluntary and you may withdraw at any time. So clear consent enhances trust and ensures ethical compliance. Now let us explore these terms, anonymity and confidentiality. Anonymity and confidentiality are core principles of ethical research, especially when handling sensitive data. Anonymity ensures that a respondent's identity cannot be linked to their responses. Please note, anonymity ensures that a respondent's identity cannot be linked to their responses, which encourages honesty. For example, in a consumer behavior study on buying preferences, anonymity can help respondents feel comfortable answering truthfully. And confidentiality goes further by ensuring that personal information provided by the participants is protected and kept secure. Techniques for maintaining these standards include using anonymized IDs for each respondent, storing data in secured databases, and limiting access to only essential personnel. These measures help build participant trust, which in turn improves response accuracy and research reliability. So, a study on ethical shopping habits ensured confidentiality by anonymizing responses and using encrypted storage. Participants reported higher levels of comfort, contributing to the quality of data. How does anonymity encourage honest responses? How does anonymity encourage honest responses? Yes, please. It assures respondents that their identities are not linked to their answers. Why is confidentiality crucial in survey research? Why is confidentiality crucial in survey research? It protects personal data and fosters participant trust. So anonymity means only researchers know the respondents' identities or no link between responses and identity. Right, Ghosh sir? Others? I hope everyone knows the answer. So no link between, yes. Very right, Lohitji. It is B. No link between responses and identity. Confidentiality involves limiting access to participant information or asking demographic questions only. Right, sir? Others? Right, ma'am? Others? Right, Lohitji? It is A, limiting access to participant information. Now outline steps to ensure anonymity in a brand preference survey. Outline steps to ensure anonymity in a brand preference survey. So we can use anonymized identifiers. So instead of names, we can assign codes like R001, R002, and so on. Avoid collecting identifying data. We can exclude personal identifiers like email. Then we can limit data access by restricting data access to essential research personnel. So ensuring anonymity protects respondent privacy, encouraging honest responses and compliance with data protection standards. Handling sensitive data. Sensitive data in research can include personal information, financial details, or opinions on ethical matters. Handling such data responsibly is essential for maintaining research integrity and protecting participants. Guidelines include secure storage protocols such as encryption to prevent unauthorized access. Limit data access to necessary personnel only and clearly communicate data usage policies to respondents. Transparency about data handling builds trust and demonstrates respect for respondents' rights. In consumer behavior studies, sensitive data like shopping habits tied to income should be stored securely, with respondents informed that the data will solely serve research purposes, reinforcing ethical standards. A study on ethical consumption practices followed strict data protection protocols, ensuring sensitive respondent data was stored in encrypted files. This approach built trust and improved response quality. Why is secure data storage crucial in sensitive data research? Why is secure data storage crucial in sensitive data research? Data privacy of sensitive information and participants' trust. Right, sir? Go, sir. It prevents unauthorized access to personal information. How does transparency about data usage impact respondent trust? How does transparency about data usage impact respondent trust? It builds trust by showing respect for participants' privacy. Sensitive data should be shared with all research staff or stored securely with limited access. Right, sir? Right, ma'am? It should be, right, Lohiji? It should be stored securely with limited access. Transparency in data usage helps improve response rates or build respondent trust. Yes, please. Improve response rate or build respondent trust. Right, Ghosar? Others? Yes, it is B, build respondent trust. Now list 3 strategies to protect sensitive survey data. Anyone? 3 strategies to protect sensitive survey data. Basically, these can be data encryption, access controls, or regular audits. In data encryption, we mean to say use encryption for both stored and transmitted data. Access control refers to limited access to authorized researchers only, and regular audits refer to conducting periodic audits to verify data security. So protecting sensitive data maintains ethical standards and safeguards participant information. Now, final sample questionnaire development. Now that we have covered each aspect of questionnaire design, it is time to assemble the final version. Begin by integrating any insights and changes identified during pilot testing. Review each question for clarity, ensuring it aligns with study objectives and supports reliable, valid data collection. Verify that sensitive topics are handled with care, respecting respondent privacy through measures like anonymity and confidentiality. Use a checklist to ensure that each element, reliability, sensitivity, flow, and ethics is addressed. This comprehensive approach will create a questionnaire that is publication ready, meeting standards for academic research, and aligning with best practices for participant respect and data integrity. A study developed a final questionnaire on ethical consumerism, refining it through pilot feedback and ensuring publication standards were met. The survey achieved high response rates and was successfully published, serving as a model for consumer behavior research. How does pilot feedback improve the final questionnaire? How does pilot feedback improve the final questionnaire? Right, sir? Clarity, validity, and reliability. Basically, it helps refine unclear questions and improve survey flow. Why is a checklist used before finalizing a questionnaire? Why is a checklist useful before finalizing a questionnaire? Clarity, right? A checklist ensures each key element is adequately addressed, right? Now, the final questionnaire should be left unchanged after the initial design or refined based on pilot test feedback. Right, sir? Right, ma'am? It should be refined, right, sir? It should be refined based on pilot test feedback. Publication-ready questionnaires should meet ethical and methodological standards or focus only on response speed. Right, sir? Right, ma'am? It is A, meet ethical and methodological standards. Right, sir? Now review the final questionnaire for publication readiness using a provided checklist. Review the final questionnaire. We have been discussing questionnaire design since yesterday, and we have discussed in much detail about reliability, its various types, then Cronbach alpha, Then we have discussed validity and its types. Then we have discussed today sensitivity, pilot testing, and other aspects like cognitive interviewing, then ethics and everything related to it. Now is the time to review the final questionnaire for publication readiness using a provided checklist. So first, use a checklist for review for clarity of questions, consistency in response scales, reliability and validity indicators such as Cronbach alpha for consistency. Then we can make use of sample checklist points such as, are all questions free of bias? Have sensitive data handling measures been implemented? So a thorough review ensures the questionnaire meets publication standards, enhancing data quality and adherence to academic rigor. So let us see an annexure for sample questionnaire based on the discussion of 2 days. So let us see a sample questionnaire on consumer behavior and brand perception survey. Now we have divided this questionnaire into different sections. The first section is on brand perception. Here we have discussed about quality perception, brand trust, and brand reputation. Now the first question related to quality perception can be, how would you rate the quality of our brand compared to other brands you use? And here we have used 5-point scale from much lower quality to same quality to much higher quality. Second question related to brand trust under the section brand perception is, how much do you trust our brand to deliver quality products? And we have again used 5-point scale varying from not at all to moderately to completely. Then question related to brand reputation is, how positively do you view our brand's reputation in the market? And the scale is varying from very negative to neutral to very positive. Then we have another section, section 2 on consumer satisfaction. Here we have confined our data collection on product satisfaction, value for money, and customer service satisfaction. The question related to product satisfaction could be, how satisfied are you with the reliability of our product? And the scale can vary from very dissatisfied to neutral to very satisfied. Question related to value for money could be, do you believe our product offers good value for its price? And the scale varies from strongly disagree to neutral to strongly agree. Another can be, how would you rate your satisfaction with our customer support in context with customer service satisfaction? And the scale can vary from very poor to neutral to excellent. Now, section 3 is related to consumer loyalty, and where we have 2 constructs on repeat purchase intent and likelihood to recommend. The question related to repeat purchase intent could be, how likely are you to purchase from our brand again in the next 6 months? And we have discussed this question during these 2 days. From scale varies from very unlikely to neutral to very likely. Then likelihood to recommend. Question is, how likely are you to recommend our brand to friends and family? Scale varies from very unlikely to neutral to very likely. Then section 4 is related to environmental impact on purchasing decisions. And here we have confined our response collection, data collection on environmental concerns in purchasing and sustainable product preference. Question related to environmental concerns in purchasing could be, How important is a product's environmental impact in your purchasing decisions? Scale can vary from not important at all to moderately important to extremely important. Question related to sustainable product preference could be, how likely are you to choose a product from our brand if it is advertised as eco-friendly? Scale could vary from very unlikely to neutral to very likely. Fifth section would be related to sensitivity to promotions and discounts. And here we have confined data collection to promotion responsiveness and effectiveness of loyalty programs. The question related to promotion responsiveness could be, how likely are you to purchase this product when discount is offered? Scale could vary from very unlikely to neutral to very likely. And the question related to effectiveness of loyalty programs could be, how valuable do you find our loyalty reward program in influencing your purchase decisions? And the scale could vary from not at all valuable to moderately valuable to extremely valuable. And we have to focus on informed consent. And before beginning the survey, participants see the following consent statement. Please note, this survey is a part of a research study on consumer behavior and brand perception. Your participation is voluntary, and all responses will be kept confidential. The data collected will be used solely for research purposes, and you may withdraw at any time. Now, the key points of reliability, validity, and sensitivity. Reliability, consistent scales, mostly Likert type, are used across questions to ensure stability in responses and allow Cronbach's alpha measurement for internal consistency. Validity, we have confined our discussion on content validity, construct validity, and criterion validity. In content validity, we have focused that each section, like in this questionnaire, we have 5 sections, such as perception, satisfaction, loyalty, etc., comprehensively covers the intended constructs, ensuring all important aspects are addressed. Construct validity, questions are structured to align with theoretical constructs in consumer behavior, such as trust and satisfaction. Now I am trying to relate the questionnaire I had just shown to you and discussed with you, and I'm trying to map it with the concepts we have covered in detail. Now, criterion validity. Loyalty intention questions are framed to potentially correlate with future purchase data. Then sensitivity. Questions are phrased neutrally, avoiding bias and minimizing social desirability influence. So this comprehensive questionnaire captures essential facets of consumer attitudes, ensuring data that is valid, reliable, and insightful for analyzing consumer brand perception, loyalty, and sensitivity to environmental and promotional factors. If you want, I can show the questions again, the different sections, and you can again map up. So I have shown the sample questionnaire or consumer behavior and brand perception survey. We have divided it into 5 sections. First is related to brand perception. Second is related to consumer satisfaction. Third is related to consumer loyalty. And then fourth to environmental impact on purchasing decisions. And fifth to sensitivity to promotions and discounts. And then we have discussed the concept of consent statement. And this is followed by key points of reliability, validity, and sensitivity. Now, how our questionnaire will look like, as someone asked yesterday, that how we can develop the questions based on objectives. So let us revise again. Questions developed on the basis of objectives. Okay. See, the first objective is understanding brand perception. And here we can have two questions. First is, how would you rate the quality of our brand compared to others? And the variable type that we have identified is, it is DV, dependent variable. And we have used 5-point Likert scale varying from much lower to much higher. And as far as reliability and validity is concerned, internal consistency with similar brand questions. Second question related to this objective is, how trustworthy do you find our brand? Variable type is dependent. 5-point Likert scale varying from not trustworthy to very trustworthy has been used. And content validity is related to trust, which is included as key perception area. I hope this summary that I am giving you is the crux of the workshop, and this will be useful. This will provide a base to you for developing your own questionnaires. Second objective, assessing consumer satisfaction. First question in this context, how satisfied are you with the reliability of our product? Variable type, dependent. 5-point Likert scale varying from very dissatisfied to neutral to very satisfied. And construct validity, where and here reliability aligns with satisfaction. Second question, how satisfied are you with the product's value for money? Variable type is dependent. 5-point Likert scale varying from very dissatisfied to neutral to very satisfied. And consistency across satisfaction related terms. Third objective, understanding consumer loyalty intentions. So how likely are you to purchase from this brand again in the next 6 months? Could be the first question. Variable type is dependent. Scale, 5-point Likert scale, together responses varying from very unlikely to neutral to very likely. Predictive validity and forecast repeat purchase behavior. Prediction. I hope you recall the concept of predictive validity. And here we are trying to forecast repeat purchase behavior. Then how likely are you to recommend this brand to others? Variable type again dependent. Scale, 5-point Likert scale varying from very unlikely to very likely. And consistent loyalty indicators. Two more objectives. One, evaluating environmental impact awareness. Question 1 related in this context is, how important is a product's environmental impact in your purchasing decisions? Variable type here is independent. Please note. 5-point Likert scale, importance scale you can say, varying from not important to neutral, not important to neutral to extremely important. And criterion validity aligns with real world behavior. Second question in this context is related to this objective could be, how frequently do you see eco-friendly products? Variable type is independent. 5-point frequency environmental impact on purchase has been focused upon. Then measuring responsiveness to promotions is the fifth objective. First question in this context is, how likely are you to purchase this product when a discount is offered? Variable type is independent. 5-point Likert scale has been used for data collection or response gathering, varying from very unlikely to very likely. And here, a concurrent validity, that is predicting actual promo behavior, has been focused upon. Then, second question in this context is, to what extent do promotional offers influence your decision to buy the product? Variable is independent. 5-point Likert scale varying from not at all to very much has been used, and it is sensitive to subtle preference shifts. Now, each question is crafted with appropriate scales and structured to achieve high reliability, validity, and sensitivity, ensuring robust data collection on brand perception, satisfaction, loyalty, environmental concerns, and promotional responses. So, this table format presents a concise, publication ready, and questionnaire. This table format presents a concise, publication ready questionnaire design. I hope this annexure is useful for all, and you can refer to this table also. Thank you, Manoj sir. Thank you, ma'am, Shazia ma'am. Okay, so should I show you how to make Google Forms and how to make use of SPSS as we have discussed yesterday? Yes. Okay, Surekha ma'am. Let me see if it is there in my laptop. Just give me some time to connect. Okay. Just a moment. Right. So I think I need to share my screen. Okay. Okay. Let me open the data also that I was sharing with you yesterday. Let me open day 1 PPT. Please stay and give me some time to show you the things. I'm opening the slides for where I have shown you the data as well as the steps. Yes. Okay. So let me first share how to create a Google form in case anyone is not aware of it. Let me share my screen. So I think I need to first you open your email through which you want to share the survey form. See, I have opened it. And the next step you can do is click here and click Google Forms. It must be there. Yes, this violet color form is written here. I hope all of you can see. Yes. Okay. Google form. Okay. Then click blank form. Click blank form. Is it not appearing on the screen? What happened? It is not appearing. Only my email ID is visible. You can see? Okay. Okay. So click on this blank form. Then what was the next command I have given? Okay. You can give it a name like questionnaire. Whatever name you want, you can give.
Ma'am, only your inbox is visible.
Yeah, this is what I'm wondering, why only inbox is visible. Let me connect again. Let me stop sharing. Okay. Let me connect it again. So I'll directly come here. Share. Is this visible now?
Yes,
So we
ma'am.
go to inbox. We click on the 9 dots, and where there we can find this icon of Google Forms, the purple one, this one, and you can click on plus signs, the new blank form. Then you can name the blank form. Whatever name you write here, it will appear here again, here also. And if you want to give some description, you can write some description here about the form. And then here you can write your question, whatever question you want to ask. You want respondents to reply to it. Okay. Say, for example, I want to ask this question. Let me put it here. You can copy paste also from your Word doc or from your PPT. So I am pasting the question here. Yes. You can give a number also if you want. Okay. And here you have various options. Linear scale. Then you see multiple choice, checkbox. We use multiple choice when we want only one question, one option to be clicked by the respondents. For example, here I have this 5-point scale. You can copy all the 5 options and you can paste. Are you able to see what I am doing? Or it is still hand? Yes, it is visible. Right. So I think you are able to understand what I'm trying to explain here.
Yes, ma'am. It's clear.
Okay, thank you. So you see, when we select this option, multiple choice, here respondents can check only one box. They can only click one. Okay. But if you want respondents to reply to more than one option, then go for this option, checkbox. Now we can select more than one option here. Because it is under, I'm still drafting it. That is why you are not able to see how I can fit. If you want respondents to attach some file, then you can go for this option. And here you can confine, see, sometimes we want respondents to attach the image or any PDF or anything. So you can ask them to allow specific file types if you turn on. Suppose I want them to attach some video or some PDF or some image. You can select and you can increase the size from here, right? And you can go for this option, view, right? And here you can again, if you click here again, yes, click here, change. If you make it a quiz, you do not want yourself to check the responses. Okay. Here you can increase the size. See, you can go up to 1 TB. And another thing that you should be careful about is limit to 1 response, so that respondents should not keep on editing it. It will make your task cumbersome. And turn this off. Allow response editing. Responses can be changed after being submitted. You should not allow. Otherwise, it will affect your analysis. If you want to collect email addresses, you can change this option. Now, suppose you are gathering some data or you want to conduct some quiz, then you can turn this option on in settings. But if you turn this option on, what is the benefit? It is not for questionnaire, but for a quiz if you are conducting. Here you can put answers, answer key. You can give the scores, suppose 1, right? The score. Add answer feedback. Here you can add answer feedback. And responses. Once the respondents are able to give answers, you can check the responses. Click to link sheets, and here you will create a new spreadsheet, and all responses you can gather in the form of an Excel. If you want, I can show you one field form. Or have you understood? Might not be related to questionnaire, but some other form which is already filled. I can show. Let me check. Okay. This is one questionnaire. And here I have responses. Here I have settings. Now see the settings I was discussing with you, responses. How do you want responses? So I have not allowed them to edit the responses after submission, and I have confined their responses to 1 only. So take care of these two settings.
We are unable to see the screen what you
Unable
have
to
shared.
see?
Yeah,
Okay.
it is struck again.
Stuck again? Okay, let me show it again. Let me close it. I do not know why it is happening. Okay. So let me show you one field questionnaire so that you can understand how to analyze responses, how to gather responses, right? Have you understood how to create Google form with
Clear,
multiple,
ma'am.
right? Okay.
Clear.
Okay. Let me come. Now I have opened one questionnaire which is having few responses. No, this is not the one. Let me share it again. Nothing is shared here? Okay, just a moment. I do not know what happens sometimes, why when we are sharing the screen, why it is not showing the results. Okay. So first I have told you how to create a questionnaire. Now I am trying to explain how to gather the responses. Let me see if I can share this screen with you. If you are able to see these responses, it will be better. Let me see. Yes, this is a field questionnaire with few responses. Now see. Click responses. First check the questions. How we have put the questions the same way. See, strongly agree, strongly disagree, right? So there are few questions related to a survey, and see the settings. Can you see the settings now? Yes. Okay, thank you. So you are able to see this. So let me explain. In settings, you see, as I discussed with you, how you want to gather responses. Click on responses and check these two options. One is limit to one response, turn it on, and allow response editing after being submitted, keep this button off. Okay. And then come back to responses. Are you able to see this responses? Yes. Now, how to see these responses? Click View in Sheets. Now you see an Excel is generated here. Right? And here you have the details of all the responses. And here you have your questions as per the questionnaire. And now you can analyze this data as per your convenience, because ultimately you have to convert it into Excel and you can save it. File, download, Microsoft Excel, and you can save as per your convenience. Like if I want to save it in download, it will be saved as responses written in the bracket. So it will be easy for you to locate this file. The name of the file along with responses written in the bracket. See, this is the file that I received. Questionnaire within bracket responses. I hope this will facilitate your analysis part as far as data coding is concerned, data collection is concerned. After data collection, you want the data to be in Excel and it is ready with you. Right? Is it of some use to you? Yes. Is it useful? Okay. Thank you. So I hope time is over. But you are aware of how to use SPSS? Yes? Okay, that's fine. So we had two things we have discussed yesterday. One is SPSS, other is Google form creation for data collection. The best part of Google form, using Google form rather than Google Sheets, is if we share Google Sheet, responses are visible to everyone, all the respondents, and they can edit also, because if you want anyone to fill it, you have to give them editor rights. But if you are making use of Google Forms, no one can see the Excel sheet generated, but you can generate the Excel sheet at the end to gather the responses. You will get responses in the form of Excel only. But in case of Google Form, it will remain hidden from other respondents. That is the benefit. Okay, so should we wind up for the day? Yes?
Okay, madam.
Okay.